So hello, welcome to stage 35B of this Arch Revenant. So today we're going to paint him. The colours that we're going to need is Catagan Flesh, Uruk Flesh, Cantor Blue, Abaddon Black, my favourite, Wraithbone, Corax White, Rune Lord Brass, Null Oil, my absolute favourite, Agrax Earthshade, and finally contrast paint Griff Charger Grey. So we are going to start off with Catagan Flesh, stage 1, undercoat the entire miniature with 3 thin coats of Catagan Flesh. Now I'm actually going to not do absolutely everything. I'm not going to touch the wings. The reason being is it seems a little bit funny to me, but we are going to, if we follow the instructions, we're going to coat it in Catagan Flesh. Then at a later stage we're going to go over it with Cantor Blue, and then we're going to paint it white. So I'm going to miss the wings out until we get to the white stage. I will explain all as we go. So next up is stages 2 to 5. This is Uruk Flesh. After the previous layers are dry, base coat the skirt of leaves with Uruk Flesh. Stage 3, use thin paints when base coating the skirt so it flows into the detail more easily. Stage 4, base coat the branches emerging from the woody plating with Uruk Flesh. And stage 5, check the gallery to find all the branches you need to base coat with Uruk Flesh. Okay, so for reasons that I will get to later, I'm going to miss out the Cantor Blue and Abaddon Black, which is stages 6, 7 and 8, and I will come back to them later. So we're on stages 9 and 10. Base coat the large skull on the base of the Arch Revenant with 2 thin coats of Wraithbone. Make sure to get your paint into all the nooks and crannies on the skull, including the inside of the eye socket. Now I've noticed on the skull it's got a lot of these branches around it, which oddly enough is blue, is brown, but I'm just going to go in nice and messy and not care about painting over them. I can just touch them up later. Okay, so on to stages 11, 12, 13 and 14. 11 is base coat the non-wood parts of the Arch Revenant's body with 2 thins of Corax White. Stage 12, also base coat the glaive carried by the Arch Revenant with Coral White. Clean your brush regularly to avoid clogging. And then 13, base coat the, I can't even pronounce that, Zenny Sprite's wings with Corax White. Use gentle brush strokes so the paint does not splatter. And then lastly, stage 14, base coat the shield with Corax White. Make sure to paint both sides of the shield as well as the straps holding it to its arm. So next we are going back onto stage 6s, 7 and 8. Let me read you what they're going to want us to do, and then I'll tell you why I've changed it. So stage 6, base coat the carapace on the whatever it is with 2 thin coats of Cantor Blue. When you are base coating the carapace, try to end up with an even strong colour all over with no streaks. And that's it, sorry, stage 8 is something else. Now the reason I have decided to skip is because they're going to get us to paint all of it blue, and then they want us to block in the white, the Corax White, leaving just parts of the blue. And because blue is a stronger colour, I think it's going to be easier to paint the blue over the Corax White, hence I've done the Corax White first. So next up is stage 15, and we're going back to the Catagan Flesh. base coat the strap on the staff with Catachan flesh. Use the tip of your brush to apply paint in hard to reach areas. And while we're at it, it's a really good opportunity for us to just go over the little branches on the skull that we accidentally overpainted when we did the Wraithbone. So next up is the next 4 stages is Runelord Brass. Stage 16, use the tip of your brush to base coat all the trinkets on the model with thin down Runelord Brass. Stage 17, use these images and the gallery on the next page to find all the trinkets you need to base coat. Use gentle brush strokes when painting the trinkets to avoid splattering metallic paint on the model. And stage 19, change your paint water after base coating the trinkets to avoid getting metallic flecks in your other paints. Now I've managed to find 4 trinkets. They are one on the brown piece that we've just painted on his weapon arm. There's another one hanging down from his arm, the one that's holding the shield. There's another one, so I keep saying him. There's another one on just above her left knee, and then there's one on the back which is hiding in amongst the green skirt. So next up is stage 20, Nuln Oil. Once all the paint from the previous stages has dried, shade the brown areas on the model with Nuln Oil. And then on to stage 21, shade the blue areas of the Zephyr Spite with Nuln Oil. Use your brush to work the shade paint into the details. Now you can use this straight from the pot. However, I just think I like to just pop a little bit onto the palette. It just gives me a little bit more control. And don't forget, guys, don't use your very best brushes for this. Okay, so I've realised that I've missed a stage 8, which is stage 8, Abaddon Black. So I'll do that now. It says base coat these parts of the Zephyr Spite's tail with 2 thin coats of Abaddon Black. Wash your brush between colours. And it's just these 2, I'm going to call them pincers, just on the very end. Okay, so next up, stage 22 is the Agrax Earthshade. Shade the small brass trinkets with Agrax Earthshade. Use only a small amount of shade paint on each trinket. Okay, and we'll finish this up with stage 23, which is Gryph-Charger Grey. Shade the white parts of the model with Gryph-Charger Grey. Spread the shade paint evenly with your brush. Okay, so that's finished, and I've got to say I'm rather happy with the results. Let me see if I can zoom in. No, zoom in. So obviously you're not going to be able to see it as well as you could because it's all in sub-assemblies, but there's the main character. I'm going to zoom that out because the focus is terrible. I can't work out which way is which on this camera. There we go. So there's the main character. I'm not keen on the skin at the moment because I think it looks a bit funny, but most of that skin's going to be covered up. I know this part is coming in the front there. And then you've got the head somewhere. I can't remember how it goes. I hope there's going to be more work on this head because I don't think it looks that impressive at the moment. I'm really impressed with the skirt. I do like the contrast between the green and the brown, and that little trinket was really nice, and you can see the details coming out with the Agrax Earthshade in. I think the wings are a little bit darker than they should be because if you look at the pictures in the mag, it looks a little bit bright. I don't know. Oh, I think maybe I have got it about right. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously the main problem I have with these figures is that we're only completing them as far as we've been given paints. As we get given more paints, we'll go back into these models and add more details, which means there's more and more work to do. But I am quite impressed with this. It's one little mini, but it's quite a decent little mini. So yeah, that's it. I also forgot this. This is the swordy bit that snapped off, and I'll do the blue on that. I have mislaid the shield, which I'm annoyed about, but anyone who knows me knows it will be on my desk somewhere under a big pile of mess. So what is coming next week? Well, nothing, because this is my last video now before the new year. I've been saying this on all my videos. What I do during the month of December and a little tiny bit of January is I shut down normal programming and I go over to a Christmas program. So starting the 1st of December, I will be doing a mystery crime advent calendar, and that will run all the way until the 25th of December. And on the 25th of December, I will be doing the 12 days of Airfix starter sets, which will take us to that will take us to the 5th of January, which coincidentally is a Sunday. And in that, what I'll be doing is I'll be doing a different starter set from Airfix every day, just for a bit of fun. And then normal programming resumes on the 6th of January. So we will be back on the 7th of January with issue 36. And it says that Fungoid Cave Shaman, Blight City, Destruction Tactics. And that looks quite an interesting model. I know we haven't got any purples, but as you can see from my nails, anything purple interests me. So that looks pretty good fun. And then once we've done that, that'll probably be a 2-week issue. And then we have issue 37, which is, you try and pronounce that, I'm not even going to attempt it, but those Guardians, and we'll see how that goes. So guys, have a wonderful rest of the year, and I will catch you next year. You take care guys, bye bye.